Come on, man. Today I'm gonna be named the first black vice president in the history of Bigger Staffing Company. The first.
So you took your skills, your expertise over to them to build up their company. You don't own any part of that.
Man, tomorrow night, me and the wife are out of here celebrating the 10th anniversary in the motherland, my brother.
Africa.
Even the mosquitoes got AIDS over there, man.
That's why you can't listen to nothing nobody say.
Yes. No.
Yes.
I ain't believe y'all got me going to Africa.
You about to go all the way over there to get something good deep down in here.
Yeah. I'm an African, real African. Ask me where I'm from.
I come to Ghana, my brothers.
I'm an African, real African.
And what are you planning to do with your time?
Hopefully spending every moment with you.
You wanna know where I'm from? West Africa. West Africa. West Africa.
The way they show us things when we grow up, it's like Africa is just one big place. I'm ashamed to say the things I thought about Africa.
Oh, say it.
Yeah, like I told you the other time, you see, my brother, he's into a lot of stuff around here.
You think I want to hang out with sport American kids for fun? No! Look at me. I'm about my money. Listen, remember who you are and where you come from.
We originated from the big six.
Yeah.
This mausoleum contains his final remains. He was the leader of Ghana until February 1966.
Y'all know exactly who you are, though. Like, I'm from this tribe, I speak this language, you got your culture, you got all the history. We gotta let people swab us in the mouth and take a DNA test and be like, oh, you're from Kenya. Oh, you're from Ghana. Like, we don't know.
We need to be able to buy every single item that we would get from them, from us. Take the African market, that concept.
West Africa. I'm an African, real African. You wanna know where I'm from? West Africa. West Africa. West Africa. I'm an African. Yeah, West Africa.
Nice.
Welcome to Dear Millennials, the lit ass podcast.
Lit, motherfucking litty.
Make sure you keep updated with us on Facebook. Search Dear Millennials, other updates, merch, Instagram at Dear Millennials _ Shout out to everybody that got a crew neck, Dear Millennials crew neck. Talk that ish to us on Twitter at DMillennialsPod. Any show highlights on YouTube. Actually, we might be moving our episodes to YouTube if Facebook keep playing. Just search Dear Millennials Podcast. Want to listen? Dear Millennials is on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Spotify, Amazon Prime, iHeartRadio, pretty much everywhere. If you want to book, sponsor, donate, or submit any other inquiries, just email us dearmillennialspodcast@gmail.com. Welcome to season 4, episode 5. I can't get jiggy with this shit. It's your boy, Top Ray Marvin Frank, singer, songwriter, educator, student to the game, homie, lover, friend. McLovin, what it do, baby?
South Memphis stand up. It's your boy, McLovin. Got these chicks hot straight out the oven. Educator, motivator, dark skin, drinking hand, teacher, preacher, got you dying, laughing, calling me the Grim Reaper. Ugh.
Ooh, you need some Claritin. I forgot my Zyrtec.
Mary Jane, what's up, baby?
Episode. It's your girl, Mary Jane, Georgia raised, Memphis made, book club creator, the HBCU advocator, and your favorite around the way girl. What's up, y'all? What's up?
Hey.
Y'all already know.
What's up, OP?
Yes, ma'am. It's your girl OPP, aka South Memphis Queen, also known as the Memphis Finest.
Wearing that crown around your head. We have a very, very special guest joining us, Mr. Anwar Jamison, filmmaker, author, recording artist, producer, digital media lead, faculty member, writer and director of the film Coming to Africa, which we just gave you a preview of in our opening introduction. Anwar, what's going on, brother? How are you?
Man, I'm feeling good being here with you. I'm just trying to be cool. Like, I gotta work on my intro. Devastating. Like, I'm gonna come back with something else. Like,
and while you got the Sean John on, man, you already doing it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh man, I'm good. It's good to be here, man. Thank y'all for having me.
Most definitely. Well, thank you for joining us. We actually had an exclusive interview with you, Khalil Kain, and man, I can't think of that name.
Smith.
Yeah, there we go. Kirk Smith, man. Find those on our Instagram as they discuss Coming to Africa. It's an amazing film from the previews that I've seen. I look forward to seeing it. So Anwar stopped by to discuss it with us. Shout out to everybody on YouTube Live, because we're premiering this episode on YouTube. Everybody that's been showing love on Facebook, we appreciate you. We are live from Parasar Studios. Alec Ogg, what's up, man? Thank you so much for opening your space to us. But without any further ado, it is now time for the top 10 DM commandments. These are laws inspired by the culture and for the culture. Number 1, y'all already know how it goes. It's election season. Make sure you vote on November 3rd. All right. Number 1, and the choir sings, "Thou shalt not support Trump."
Fuck no.
We can't support Trump. Number 2, thou shalt woo, rest in peace to gospel legend Rance Allen. Something about the name of Jesus, man, a gospel giant. Rest in peace.
Absolutely, man. Commandment number 3, thou shalt check on your friends who attended an HBCU. We are not okay. For those who don't know, homecoming season was upon us. And man, when I tell you, I feel like I ain't touched a bottle of Jameson in a long time. This would have been the week.
2020 shut it down.
2020 shut it down. I would have at least had 4 bottles right now. I'm not okay. We are not okay.
Number 4, thou shalt smile when you can and let go of what you cannot change. So this is just something, a mantra that I would encourage people to live by, and just move forward with your life and do what you can, and, you know, smile about it and let it go. You know, do what it is that you do. Some people in life, they will never change, so just move forward and progress and go on.
Alexa, play Let It Go by Keisha Cole.
Thank you. That would be great.
All right, commandment number 5, thou shalt mind the business that pays you. Stop being so invested in what others are up to. Be invested in the life that you live.
Anwar, we're going to throw number 6 to you. Do you have a commandment for the people to abide by?
Let us hear it.
Yeah, man. Thou shalt be like water. I got that from Bruce Lee, man. But be flexible and able to adapt to your surroundings. Water will keep you alive, but it'll mess around and kill you. Water will cut a hole in a mountain. You know, water give you nourishment, man. So water going to be what it need to be in that given situation. So be like that.
Be like water.
Woo.
Love that.
That was...
Can I take that?
Yeah, go ahead. I took it from Bruce Lee. You might as well.
So this is a McLovin exclusive, y'all.
Number 7, thou shalt stay consistent and level up. Man, it's just a journey with like weight loss and staying consistent. So this is like a mantra and reminder for myself. It's just stay consistent in everything that you do, because in the end, it'll all pay off.
Level up. Level up.
Alexa, play Level Up by Sierra.
You know, that's my favorite song too.
Crazy that you said, I don't know why I'm about to say Beyonce.
Wow.
I know.
CeCe.
I know.
No, that's CeCe. Number 8, thou shalt wish the best for NBA young baby and stay out of it. NBA Young Baby is not a real name, but Yaya Mayweather and NBA Young Boy are expecting a child. Floyd Mayweather had an interview confirming it, and he said something that I thought was really, I don't often agree with Floyd Mayweather, his stance on things, and no shade, just we have a different perspective, but people are often very critical of the relationship that NBA YoungBoy and Yaya have, and Floyd was like, man, she's out of my house, she makes her own decisions, I can speak my piece on it, but at that point, she's gonna do what she wants to do, and I just stay out of it. My baby girl, if that's who she wants to be with, that's the situation she wants, I'm out of it. Okay. So, commandment 8.5, thou shalt stay out of it.
Hey. Commandment number 9, thou shalt feel grateful for every moment. Too many times we take people and experiences for granted. Treasure every second of your life, good and bad.
Dang. Mary Jane going through something, y'all. Y'all check on Mary Jane.
I am not.
I'm playing. Commandment number 10 to wrap things up. Thou shalt understand that you can't be a serial dater. Like, you can't be serial dater. You can't get out of one relationship and just jump into a next one and think that everything just gonna be okay. I was having a discussion on Facebook, and I was telling people that you can't just jump back and forth in a relationship. You can't get out of a relationship then be like, oh, I'm ready to date again. No, motherfucker, you not. And commandment number 10.5, that's it. You can't go on. Preach. Men gonna want to fuck regardless, relationship or not. So please don't think because you're in a relationship, giving up the cookies is going to secure something. Okay, that's it. And when you give it to us, we're going. You know what? Just cut it. Just cut it.
That's church on a Sunday and Monday and for the week. All right, those were our top 10 DM commandments. Again, welcome to season 4, episode 5. I can't get jiggy with this. All right, today we have Anwar Jamison joining us, the director, writer, and starring actor in Coming to Africa with Khalil Kain. And he's here discussing his film, and we're also going to have a discussion about the Black American experience versus the African experience, and what are the perceptions that we have of each other. Are there misconceptions? How are our views shaped? So make sure right after this next segment, you are in tune to this conversation. We want to know what you think in the YouTube comments, in the YouTube chat. All right, let us know. But now it's time for Quickies. Can we get a real sexy...
Oh, yeah. Damn, right there, baby. Lick the balls.
Want me to call you an Uber?
You want some juice?
The
Anwar stayed out of it.
Anwar stayed out of it.
Damn, Anwar, we was trying to get you in.
I'm chilling, man. I'm just taking it all in.
Oh, wow. Let me just go ahead and get into this quickie right quick. All right. So if you guys don't know, Mulatto, the rapper, Light Skin Keisha, and also JT from the City Girls got into online beef recently about their stage names. Many feel that their stage names push colorism within the African American community. JT also feels that, the rappers should reconsider their names and what they're pushing on their platform. Of course, the ladies went back and forth on Instagram and in Twitter, just calling each other out of their names. Both Mulatto and Light Skin Keisha stood by their names, saying that they are taking charge, just like we took charge of the N-word in the racial slur and redefining it. So what do we think about that?
So JT is not the one.
I think that fake argument. I'm sorry. I'm just laughing how McLovin is looking at me. I think that this was a fake argument. It had to be some type of PR stunt or something. But going back to my commandment, mind the business that pays you. I mean, it never crossed my mind that this was a colorism issue. What about y'all? I don't know. Maybe this is me.
Well, because your third eye ain't open, first of all. Second of all. So is JT arguing that those two are Like,
you know, their platform is pushing colorism.
So, but not JT's.
Not JT's.
Because I was about to say, what the hell does JT stand for? Like, that's like some color that I don't know. Like, I ain't learned that in kindergarten.
You know,
I was wondering the same thing.
JT is from the City Girls, and she was just like, you know, you guys with the platform that we push in the music.
She was making the argument to them, saying that
because of who you know that represent young girls are looking up to them. Of course, this is like the movement of women artistry and rap, and she was like, yo, like, you know, guys, like, reconsider your name. You got young girls looking up to you. Understand the weight that you hold in magnitude and the things that you're pushing. Something I don't think
you don't have no room to talk. Like, look about what, you know, think about what they rap about.
I was about to say none of them.
Bitch give a fuck about a nigga. Big Birkin brad hoe, 5-6 figures, stripes on my.
Girls shouldn't be looking up to you all period.
Is that your song, Marvin?
No, I just looked at the lyrics.
So my thing is this though, like, none of them have no room to fucking argue. All y'all talking about finessing niggas and sucking penis. It's really all y'all just need to change. If we talking about a thing,
I don't know about that last part.
Well, ain't that the same girl? No, that ain't the girl who sings "Get That Bread, Get That Head." Then no, that ain't Mulatto.
I don't know.
Okay,
but we're talking about receiving, not giving.
Either or. Like, can you not talk about, you know, rental property in a song? I don't know, shit. But if y'all talking about skin complexions, then this the least of y'all three conversations.
And my thing, looking at that with the two of them, is a difference, right? So Mulatto, I could see her trying to argue she's taking what was a historical term. People called mixed people mulatto. I'm going to empower that. But light-skinned Keisha is funny. You know, I have a daughter who's 14 now, man. My beautiful daughter. It made me think of her because, and she can't even be on social media yet. I don't remember where she put this. Either she saved it as a contact or something, but she had called herself light-skinned Mari. You know, and I was like, what you really mean by that? Because she's real light-skinned. I'm like, you know, and I remember being young, I used to be a lot lighter. I darkened up or got a nice brown. But I remember people like singling me out, trying to treat me like, no, don't treat me better than my brother, than my partner. Like I could see it at a young age, like the light-skinned thing. So I just told her, like, just know what you mean when you say that. Like, and I was asking her what she really mean, because it's like, don't glorify that. If people gonna single you out at times and try to separate you from your friend and give you a little preferential treatment. So just know what you're saying, kind of. I let her make the decision, but I kind of discouraged her from it, because I'm like, by you putting that stamp on it, what you really saying with that, you know?
So let me say this. I don't think it's Mulatto and light-skinned Keisha that are the ones perpetuating this issue that we have with colorism. They're a very small part of the issue.
Yeah.
Honestly, unless you really in tune with new hip hop, you're not even familiar with Mulatto and light-skinned Keisha. And I mean, you're in a fraternity. We know the historic context behind sororities and choosing a certain complexion. There are so many other parts of our community that have perpetuated this issue. And honestly, I just think as black people, it's so deeply ingrained. There are things we are just not even conscious of. And we perpetuate these things often because we don't even, because it's been so deeply ingrained in us. Our ancestors have experiences and we just continue it. But I think it can start at home. We can start by not saying light-skinned women look better than dark-skinned women. I mean, rappers can have more darker-skinned women in their videos, whatever. I just think there are a lot of ways that we can attack this issue, and it's not a mulatto and light-skinned Keisha thing.
I agree. I think...
Sorry. You need to stop looking at me like that. Can I add really quickly though?
Yes.
But I was about to say, the reality is the black community, we come in so many different skin tones. As long as you are not flaunting it as if you are better than the other skin tone, being empowered by the skin tone that you have should not be a problem. For example, we love chocolate men and we love chocolate women. There should not be a problem if I was chocolate to say chocolate Barbie, da 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 da. There should not be a problem. As long as you're thinking that you are better than someone else just because you are dark skinned, just because you are light skinned, just because you are brown skinned. It should not be a problem at all.
And I don't think people usually take that one as a problem. Usually when you celebrate being chocolate and all that, we empowering ourselves. And I just think people, they go back to your point, as long as you're not saying I'm better than. But what comes in is in the historical context.
Yeah.
That's what America did. So we always reacting to what America did. And to your point, Marvin, I'm like, the artists, the last people I blame a lot of time. It's like going back to, they're making all these selling dope records. I'm like, people really selling dope in real life. Like if we didn't have dope, they wouldn't, talk about it. So I don't really fault the artists a lot of time for that. Right. But yeah, I think I think that's what people's response is, because America historically did that. They took light skin and made it better and all that. And I think we redefined it and had to say, I'm black and I'm proud. And the more we said it, and the more now it's seeped into the culture more, where it's not as big of a thing, but it's like we did that. America as a whole had it the other way. The dominant culture has selected light-skinned people and elevated them. But it's like, we taking it back. Like, we black, man. Like, tell us who beautiful. Like,
I do believe that it's a separation, a device to separate just the black community, black people, light-skinned people. There shouldn't be this shouldn't even be a thing. Like, I do, and I might be, far fetched, but when I think of somebody named Keisha, I do think of a dark skinned person. So I think because her name is Keisha, and she light skinned. I've never seen that.
You never seen The Shy?
Or Belly?
Belly, yeah.
Okay, so now she's like, well, I'm the light skinned Keisha, like, because there's a dark skin, like dark skinned Michael Jackson, light skinned Michael Jackson, So horrible content.
Oh my God!
But before we wrapped it up, I do want to make sure I correct myself, because I said Mulatto sung that song. She sings the song "Bitch from the South." I don't know if you're I'm a real ass from the South. Okay, yeah. So I want to make sure I correct myself.
And speaking of that, and before we go into our conversation, I want to retract the statement I made too, because I made it seem like it's rappers' fault, or hey, if rappers don't do this, then it wouldn't be an issue. Because I mentioned, hey, maybe if rappers have a more diverse,
because you sound like Lil Wayne with Trump.
Yeah, no, and I think we need to stop allowing people that aren't in our community to tell us what is acceptable, what's beautiful. So that's what I really mean. So if I'm a rapper, right, and I have a certain director that's telling me, hey, nah, these are the models that we're selecting. Like, take Tory Lanez. Now, I know we not feeling Tory Lanez, but the claim that, a director was telling him or chose certain women to be in the video. And he said, nah, man, I need more diversity. I want like darker skinned women in this video on this set. So I just want to clarify that I think we have to take a stand and ownership and not allow this divisiveness to take place on our platform.
Is that a word?
Yeah. Isn't it? Divisiveness?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that? Let's look.
It
let's
is. Stop
okay,
kidding,
great.
you
Thank
guys.
you, Allie.
Let's go.
Wow. Allie, was it? You
Put your damn thumb down.
Thank you, OPP. Those were quickies.
Thank you.
Again, welcome to season 4, episode 5. I can't get jiggy with this ish. Quote from Next Friday. I've seen that movie. Shout out to Michael Blackston.
Was that Friday? I could.
Next Friday. I can't get jiggy with this shit.
I thought that was Soul playing.
No.
Oh, okay.
Remember he went to Day Day's CD store.
Oh, yes. My bad.
Black Card Revolt.
Damn, hold on. First of all, he was on Soul Plane too. Like, don't take it up. He was. Michael Blackson was on there too.
Are you sure? I don't know if he was on Soul Plane.
He was.
And Soul Plane was not nearly as bad of a movie as people said.
The
just
dude
for the
named
record.
Gaymon. My name.
That was Godfrey, bro. That was Godfrey.
No, hold on. No.
Yes, it was.
No,
Yes.
Well, while you're looking that up, we're gonna go ahead and move forward. I'm telling you, that was Godfrey.
And your black card is revoked.
It's revoked.
Hold on.
Dun. While you looking that up, welcome to season 4, episode 5. Can't get jiggy with this issue. We have special guests. All right, Anwar Jamison, again, director, writer, starring actor in Coming to Africa. Also starring Khalil Kain. Check out these amazing interviews that we've done on our Instagram. But let's go ahead and get into our conversation. So, Anwar, first of all, give us a gist. What is Coming to Africa about?
It's about self-identity first and foremost, and people finding themselves, and particularly the main character just I created that character on purpose and in contrast to his brothers to represent kind of these conversations we have as black people. You know, you have certain people who feel like, I don't want to hear this black stuff. Oh, y'all fake woke. I don't trying to hear that. Like, I'm over here getting my money. I'm working my way up in corporate America. And a lot of times, you know, we dismiss that person a lot of times. Or certain people, you know, this is the barbershop conversation. Like, what's really important? You know, like, I don't care about all that stuff. We had these fights about, well, if we just go vote, that's it. Need somebody over here else is saying, yeah, we got to vote too, but we got to own our community. We got to buy up the blocks. Then we have, you know, so I tried to create characters who represented a lot of those conversations that we have, you know, so we had them in the movie. So the main character is a guy who don't care nothing about black consciousness, none of this stuff, but he kind of gets that rude awakening like, yeah, bro, it's still America, you know, like you black, I don't care what, you know, how you don't work yourself up, you will get that reminder. So he ends up by chance going to Africa, and then he ends up being just what he needs. You know what I mean? Like to pick himself up, you know, in that little broken spirit he got, you know what I mean? I'm getting his feelings hurt and getting that rude awakening.
So what's the name of the main character? Where in Africa is this film set?
Yeah, the main character's name is Adrian. The film is set in Ghana. Literally, we went over there, man, and was over there for close to 3 weeks shooting the parts in Ghana. So it was on location. So it's set Accra, Ghana, the capital city. And I just really wanted to show the size of Africa they never show us. You know what I mean? Like the shopping malls, the restaurants, you know what I mean? Like you can go over here and kick it, like period. You know, we always think of a trip to Africa as strictly like the cultural awakening. We'll go over here and you'll get that. Definitely, that's cool. But you can also kick it. Like it has some clubs. They got some, you know, whatever you want. So I really wanted to capture that because it's never been done in American cinema, like period. Nobody ever showed that side of an African country.
Let's discuss. So you spoke to they never show us this side of Africa. Growing up, and everybody please feel free to join in on conversation. What was your perception of Africa? Where do you think those images came from? So growing up, how did you view Africa?
My main perception was for 70 cents a day, you can save this child. You know what I mean? Like, period. But that's all it's funny that that's all they gave us, right? The condition, not funny, but looking back, that was it, you know, for me. And then it just became that. So as time went on, we got other little things. So then we would get something like that we love, like Coming to America. You know, we would get something. So then our perception becomes either this end of the spectrum or that end, but it don't really land in the middle. It's either a paradise, you know, a paradise fantasy, or it's the worst of the worst of the worst. You know, so, but we never just got the balance in the middle. We never just got the person going to work dressed like us, you know, going to punch the clock, who's a secretary in front of a computer. You know, we just never got that, you know. So, yeah, that was my perception.
So my perception, I got it from my father. The first time I learned about Africa, my father went to Jerusalem. And when he came back, he showed me like a vast majority of differences in like what's actually going on over there. And I was like, where? He went for like 3 weeks. And he was in Dimona, Israel. He went to a lot of different places. And then ever since I was like 8 or 9 years old, I was obsessed with it. And I made it up in my mind like, yo, as soon as I get my money, as soon as I get some coins, as soon as I get old enough, I'm going to the continent of Africa and I'm going to travel and go. So my father, since I was 10 years old, he's always gone. And I was like, I want to go with you. I want to, you know, see what you're seeing and do what you're doing, because my father fascinates me because he is his own man, and I love that about him. So he moves how he moves, and I used to always want to like tag along. So when he had all of these different pictures of the people and like just doing the work that he does, I was like, oh, I'm going. It was that my mind was made up. I said, you're not gonna go to the continent of Africa again without me. And I guess he thought I was playing. As soon as I got old enough and got some money, I started traveling and going with him. So
you never invited me.
You want to go? We're going again next year.
First of all, let me also say this, because OPP don't be telling the truth.
Yes, I do.
She called me, FaceTime me. So let me tell you my perception first before I tell you what my reality was when I met OPP. So I think for me, just knowing about Africa, it was just like a wasteland. It was like, oh, okay, we got flies laying on these little kids' eyeballs, you know. And in my mind, I'm like, these are some good ass actors. Like, oh, this fly just gonna stay there, okay? All right. So Africa was and just like what you said, Anwar, I was like, I ain't never seen nobody talk about work in Africa. Like, I always was told that motherfuckers are running from lions on their way to school. You know what I'm saying? They riding around in 1972 Honda Accords, and it's 2020, you know. So I've never seen like the paradise side. Oh, I did. When I got a FaceTime call from OPP. She is on like a beach.
Dang, didn't FaceTime me.
And she, I think I FaceTimed her. Let me stop.
Yeah.
Had these niggas fanning her. I'm not lying.
He did. So
I am. Look,
first and foremost.
No, let me finish.
Okay.
She like, hey, McLovin. I'm like, what's up? Fanning her. There you go, my queen. I said, what the fuck you done told them you were?
Like Coming to America for real.
Folks rubbing feet, feeding grape. I said, this motherfucker never titty. She is, and when I saw the background, it was just so beautiful. This was like, and I was asking, like, you at a resort or something like that? Like, cause this can't be just no regular schmegular Africa. No, it was like just slap dab metal.
It was. So, and actually, when you FaceTime me, we were at my father's friend's house. That was not a resort, boo.
I know. I just said that. I'm talking about.
That's why I love we was at my father's friend's house, and that was his, servants, and he was just like, you can kick it. You can go kick it. I was like, okay, I will, as I work. And so, they came out.
Had male strippers and everything.
Stop telling stories. Stop telling stories. No male strippers. That was a story. That he no male strippers, but
entertainers.
They did. Not entertainers. They were fully clothed. But they treat you so well. They treat you so well while you're over there. It's a place of relaxation. For me, I feel when I'm over there, it's like complete peace for me when I'm over there.
Yeah, pretty much.
I disconnect. Everybody like, what do you disconnect and just enjoy, be at peace. And it's like your first home, because this is your second home. It's like you're at home, you're at peace. The language is not too much different. You can pick up the movement, the vibrations, the people. It's like they welcome you. You're basically at home. You could do what it is that you want to do.
Mary Jane, did you want to add? Like, what was your perception?
Of course.
Yeah, I saw you over there waiting.
Oh yeah, I'm patiently waiting because this Zoom thing just has things differently for us.
Oh, no,
but yeah,
good.
speaking of home. It was very much like that when I was first introduced to Africa. Much like us all, we knew that we were, our ancestors are from Africa. So I always perceived Africa as the motherland, that is our home, that is where we genetically come from. And then over time, watching TV, like what Anwar and McLovin said, it was a place where children were hungry and starving, and Americans were sending money to help feed and support those kids. But on the flip side, I also viewed it as royalty. Like, it is a land of paradise. I also viewed it as a safari thing. Like, this is also where the exotic animals are. And so it always had, and it could be because it's such a huge continent, but it's always had different perceptions from me just because of a variety of things that it offers, but a variety of things that's going on there as well. It's an entire continent. So it's so much. It's so much going on. So I've always had many perceptions of Africa.
And I actually, same thing with me growing up. I don't know if this is something specifically in our community, but I feel like we were always speak about Africa as being one place. Often you hear, Africa is not a country, it's a continent. So oftentimes I felt like I grew up thinking that every part of Africa was the same, but no, there are different languages all throughout Africa. There are different tribes and things like that, different countries within Africa. So I just felt like growing up, we were given this idea that it's one place. And I will say something, I went to like a Christian school.
Praise Jesus.
Kind of during my elementary days, and I just thought about something. It was, it wasn't predominantly black, and I thought about an image that they ingrained in my head. Are you all familiar with Joseph Kony? You remember there was a lot of talk about this guy who was abducting children and turning them into child soldiers in Africa. Do you remember? Were you ever exposed to that?
I'm familiar with the clip.
Now that you said it, it's coming back.
But anyway, when we were growing up, that was often the image that I had that, and I think he was operating in Uganda, that children were being abducted. So not in addition to poverty, they were also being abducted.
Children soldiers.
Yeah, and they were going around being brainwashed and killing people. So, I say that to say it wasn't until college that I really gained a positive perception of who and what Africa is. And then I always, wondering like, okay, why are so many people from certain parts of Africa migrating to America? So then that didn't kind of help my perception because, I'm thinking, oh, okay, it's not a good place to be. That's why people are moving. But anyway, let's move forward before we go to our commercial break. So, Anwar, in this age, in this climate of just, I don't even want to say just black women, you posted something on Twitter that I thought was interesting, but you said one thing about the entertainment industry in Ghana, a lot of the most influential people who really make it move are women. And I want to know, what is the role that women play in Ghana? Because too, I think what our perception is often, hey, the man is the head, he's the mover and shaker. In Africa, women in Africa submit or are totally submissive in a way that they don't take the lead on anything. But I thought that was an interesting tweet. Could you talk about the role that women play specifically in Ghana? I know you can't speak for all of Africa, but based on your experience.
Right. And in Ghana, and I would have to say more so in the industry, because, I definitely don't want to act like I can speak on the family situations in the household as much. But just, some of the main producers, some of the directors, some of the, I had a chance to go to a Ghana Oscar committee meeting in December. I went back last year. We shot in July. I went back in December just to do some publicity and stuff. And it was a meeting of the Ghana Oscar committee. And I wasn't aware of this. And when they submit movies for the Oscars, they only get to submit one movie per country, like these foreign films. So they have to weed everything out. People who think they have a movie that should be Oscar worthy have to bring it through the committee. It's going to get filtered out and everybody got to get behind that one. Like, this the one we pushing this year. So they was in the room and I'm just looking around like this producer, that producer, that producer, a lot of the producers, the directors. I'm like, there's so many women, the ones who was running the event, and there were some men there too who were, directors in different roles. But I mean, they was holding it down. I was like, that's tight. And some of the names I had known from filmmaking, some of the most successful directors and producers had just been women. So I couldn't, I wasn't there enough now to make a generalization about why it is or anything. But I mean, yeah, they definitely doing their thing, man. And it was cool to see. And another note about that's not necessarily about the women. That was just, we'll probably talk about this some more, but a lot of their complaints and what they felt, they were like us. It was like they was in this room and why Ghanaians, we hate on each other so much. This bro, he holding us back. He doing this filmmaker won't give me a chance. He won't give me a look. I tried to, and I was like, I was just kind of fly in the room. And after a while I had to tell them, I was like, if I could just say something, it's not Ghanaian. Stop saying that. Cause I said, if you get a bunch of black filmmakers in America in the same room, it's going to be some of these same complaints. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you holding me, you got the keys to it, like pull us up. And it was just, that part was cool. But yeah, women was definitely holding it down, man, in a big way.
That's what's up. Anwar Jamison, ladies and gentlemen, director, writer, producer of Coming to Africa. We want to take a commercial break. If you would like your business promoted or your event promoted on our Facebook, on our Instagram, all across social media, submit your inquiry, Dear Millennials Podcast at gmail.com. Or if you would like to get a featured commercial on our show, something like what we're about to let you hear, all right, you hit us up, Dear Millennials Podcast at gmail.com. And now a word from our sponsors. Hey, McLovin, did you ever get that cream for that rash?
Why, yes, I did, brother. Thanks for asking. And word of advice, never go raw with a woman who claims to be a virgin.
Tell me about it. Ain't that an itch? By the way, what was the name of that cream?
Itch Away.
Itch Away?
Yeah, man. Itch Away. Itch away that itch you got from that
See, stop. Just stop.
And that was a word from our sponsors.
Ladies and gentlemen, season 4, episode 5. I can't get jiggy with that ish. All right, again, if you would like to promote your business or your product, email us, Dear Millennials Podcast at gmail.com. We have Anwar Jamison holding it down with us, writer, director, producer, starring actor in Coming to Africa. So let's talk about this before we move into Living Single. Just a couple more questions. And we've talked about this before. Should black people pack it up and go back to Africa? Or move to Africa, I should say.
Some should. Some of us ain't ready. That's another thing. That's another thing. Let me emphasize. Anybody who coming with me, I'm either know you ready, I'm putting you through an orientation. Because when you get over there, and I'm speaking for Ghana, the culture is so respectful. It's so... Man, it's just like I'm looking at certain people. I'm picturing this whole boy. I'm picturing my guy. I'm picturing putting you in this club right now. It's like, no, bro, I can't have you with me right now. Like certain people, I'm looking at like you would blow it. Like there is no drunk, angry dude who about to fight because somebody stepped on his feet. It's just like it's so respectful. I'm looking at like, wow.
At me next time, all right? like you ain't gotta step on those. Like next, call me out. Call me out.
But you know, like the exchange rate, you know, certain things like it's opportunities for us to help each other. They got stuff we need. We got stuff they need. It's like, wow, when you're over there, you can see that connection, but you also see like some of y'all ain't ready. You got to get your mind right first.
This is true.
Or if we come over there in mass, like how we are now, we'll mess it up.
Yep. Yes.
Like, it won't be that way no more. And that's what I realized. So, yeah, the respect level and the culture and how they still live. It's like some of your stories you hear about our parents, the 40s and 50s, the old school South in the country when everybody... They still move like that to a certain extent. So all of us ain't ready.
So I'm going to follow up with that because, like I said, my experience, because they are so respectful, it's an honor system, and the way that they move, where you would literally have to go through like a mindset. It's like they leave their doors open. It's an honor system. It's the way that they move is completely different how we move. So for me, of course, if you are ready in your mind, you know, okay, so I'm ready for this transition, I would say definitely retire there so you can have some peace and restitution. Because I would say retire there. It's beaches over there for retirement, that cost of living. It's just, you know, you won't see what you see here in America. So it'll give you a sense of peace. And it's a laid back atmosphere. And so for me, like I said, y'all already know, like once I get retirement age, I'm checking up these deuces. I'm going to go be a faculty member at Morgan State University at their satellite campus in Ghana.
You know, I've said it before. You know, and I'm not a part of the nation or anything like that, but I have read a couple, you know, books from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. But he talks about the fact that, you know, specifically Black Americans help build America. And how, you know, why leave a place that you built, essentially, is what he discusses. So for me, personally, you know, I wouldn't pack it up and move to Africa. But two, you know, and what I think is really unique about your situation, Oprah, is that, as you mentioned, you know, you say you were at not your uncle's house, your dad's friend. You know, you have direct ties there, where I think a lot of us, we don't know our ties, as you mentioned in the film, from the clip in the preview. we just told, hey, you take this test, we're gonna swab you and you'll get your results. And that's as close as I will probably ever get to knowing or tracing my direct lineage. So for me, I just feel like our ancestors helped build America, and I'm gonna reap what was sown. You know what I'm saying? In a sense.
And to that point, I think that's real valid. And it's just like, it's not realistic for everybody to go back anyway. But it's like, if we have our footprint there, it's very realistic for some people. And it's just the connection. The world's so much smaller now because of technology. So it's like, really, like when I shot the movie, I'm looking around like, I'm giving them a living wage. I'm like, man, I'm providing jobs for a few weeks. It's only a few weeks. But the same way somebody might have a t-shirt shop, you need something manufactured over here. You can't afford the employees. Like, you ain't got that kind of money. You're trying to do everything yourself. You look over there like, wow, I can give 5 people over there a living wage. Like, and now they getting paid. I'm coming back over here. I'm selling my stuff for a profit over here. Now we doing real business. So it's like, even if we don't physically go back, it's enough of us could be there. And we can help each other through the relationships across the water, like everybody that's not realistic, but there's a lot we can do in that way.
Did anybody want to add before we go to the last question?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Mary Jane, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
So I guess this is based on your experience, of course. Do Africans see themselves as better than Black Americans, or vice versa? Or, do Black Americans see themselves as better than Africans, or can we be a bit condescending to one another? What do you all think?
For me, I'm a firm believer that it's all about perception, and I think we've been brainwashed to believe that we are better off than Africans based off the stuff that we see. It's like that we looked at as the rich cousins. Come to America, they got all this, they got freedom of speech, they got this and that, woo. Women ain't being circumcised, this and that, woo. And we look at Africa, and depending on your perception of Africa, because for me, I was like, oh no, I ain't going to Africa because of what I see on TV. Flies, West Nile, Ebola, right. So when I look at that, I'm like, I wouldn't necessarily say that I was better. I would say that Americans probably would think that they are better off in America than Africa. And vice versa. I think for Africans, because I do associate with people from Africa that's now coming here, go to HBCUs and stuff like that. And some of them feel like they better than Americans. And I think also it come off of perception. I'm pretty sure Africans think, oh, don't come to America because Black folks killing Black people and they shooting people and they terrorists in their own country type stuff. And it's all based off the perception that they've had of America already.
Because that brainwashing go both ways.
Yes.
So the same way we sitting here talking about the commercials, the fly on the eye, all of that, they getting warned at customs. You hear stories of, okay, when y'all get in here, the Black Americans, don't associate with them. They this and that. So a lot of us, like you mentioned, HBCU, some of us on college campuses, even some of our professors. I had a professor, African professor, who say some wild stuff, like called me to the office and just examined us like a science experiment. Like, you think I'm crazy, don't you? Like, dude, seriously? But we think that's representative of it. I think a lot of us do, because of the brainwashing, feel like we better. But again, speaking for going over there, the masses, bruh, they look up to us. They admire us. And like you just said, the rich cousins, we like the cool cousins. Why you don't come to the family reunion more? Right. So my one guy, Roland, a gaffer on the staff, I got this on tape too. I'm like, bro, would you believe, man, over there, where we grew up, they be talking about y'all don't like us over here. Y'all ain't gonna look at us like brothers. You was like, what? What the fuck are they talking about? We love you guys. And we just bust out laughing.
That's funny.
And it's like the masses, the majority, bruh, they admire, they revere us. They want us to rock with them. But of course, you always gonna have those minorities, mainly because of the brainwashing. It goes both ways. So I can understand a father over there, my son or daughter going to college over here. He watches the news. He see the crime rate. I can understand that. Like, watch out for the black Americans. They all got guns and killing each other. Right. You know, it's brainwashing just like we subjected
Break yourself,
to.
Fool.
Right. You know, the movies. So I get it. But touching down over there, that's a small, I think it's more the ones who get here who get indoctrinated into that way of thought. When you touch down over there, it's like love.
Yeah, and I want to share something I thought was really interesting before we move on. I think, too, it's important. You're speaking from the experience of what you experienced in Ghana as well as you, O. I don't think it's any secret that there are different political ideologies throughout different countries in Africa. And I actually ran across this morning, and I thought it was interesting. Now, I know nobody here is Nigerian, but I just want, I guess, to emphasize the importance of, I think, doing research. And if you are going to go to Africa, know where you are going.
Absolutely.
I had a college professor, Dr. Bede NYU. We call him Dr. Bede. Shout out to Lane College. Then I'm going to read what he said, and I quote, because he migrated here from there, went to law school at 34, anyway, he's really dope. To my Nigerian family members and friends, please do not call or text me until this election is over. It has come to my attention that Nigeria and Nigerians support Trump. If this is going to sever our relationship, I'm all for it. I'll hang up on you unless you denounce Trump before calling or texting me. Now, I just thought this was interesting because another perception that I had was that there were dictatorships taking place throughout the continent, or ideologies that align with supporting dictatorship. So anyway, I just thought that was interesting. How that's totally contrasting the respectful kind of society that you mentioned, and I hear you talk about.
There's definitely differences. Like Nigeria and Ghana, there's almost a sibling rivalry. Like
it is.
Nigerians be like picking on them, like, you know, like, you know,
that's crazy.
Like we're the big, but they be like getting on the movie industry and all that. Like you look at some of the comments, like
Nollywood.
In their infancy, they were similar. Yeah, kind of. And Nigeria, like we the ones that took off. We Nollywood, we popping our collar on y'all. Like it'd be like they be like, getting the jabs in that Ghana. So we like, oh man, we helping bring them up. So the Ghanaian industry is really like, hey, y'all can help us, because they used to be like tit for tat. Okay. And whatever Nollywood respect, they did whatever. They became a world power in the film industry, and Ghana had internal issues that kind of stalled it. So they be kind of, it's a little sibling rivalry. And Nigeria be like getting the jabs in on them sometimes.
Interesting. Okay.
Can I add something here, right? I was going to mention, like, Nigerian is a total, from my perception, I'm not Nigerian. I don't have tons of close friends who are Nigerian, but it just seems like they have a total different, like, outlook on life. Like, Nigerians who are living in America, they have a way of thinking where if you are not highly intelligent, if you are not wealthy, then they even look down on their own kind. From what I see, think about it, most of the Nigerians are professors, they're doctors, they're lawyers, like they really are getting to the money. They got their doctor's degree. That's just really big in their community. So I can see like the major difference, and I can see, you know, how Nigerians may think that they're better than Black Americans just because they have very strong values, even within their own community.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, Anwar Jamison, writer, director, starring actor, and Coming to Africa. Check out, thank you for tuning in with us on YouTube Live. We want to really quickly go to Living Signal, and then Mary Jane is going to close us out with our Dear Millennials open letter. Mary Jane, take it away.
All right, y'all. As a reminder, if you have any juicy stories about your experience dating as a single male or woman, please submit them by clicking the link in our Instagram bio. We love to come on the show and discuss them. So now let's check out what one of our faithful listeners has to say about living single. So he goes, "Hey, Mary Jane. So this isn't a long, drawn-out story or anything, but I have a big pet peeve about taking a woman on the first date. Why are women so clingy before getting serious? So I took this chick out on a date, and she was overly touchy as if we were already in a relationship. She completely skipped over the opportunity for us to know what we're both about. Am I wrong for needing that space and taking my time before expressing affection in public?" What are y'all thoughts?
Man, I promise you, I literally had. Did I write this?
You may have submitted this to me. I don't know.
I feel like, bro, you not wrong, man. Women. I'm not going to overgeneralize.
You don't do that.
I see OPP looking. I didn't even look at you. You cut me right here. I saw it with your eyes.
All right.
I'm a firm believer that you have to know that person. Maybe their love language is just, touchy or quality time, or affection. So I think, and she needs to know that your love language is probably like back the fuck up, So it's like, it takes a lot for PDA, and I don't think people would just public display of affection. You just can't be trying to be lottie-dottie everybody just out in public, like whether it's holding hands, whether it's me walking with you, grabbing your waist, slapping your booty, in public. I feel like we have to grow for that. Like, I don't need to be slapping your booty and on the first day, first of all, and being cuddled up. You might have went out with another nigga the week before. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, although it's not a problem that you do, I'm just saying, like, you can't give me, because then that's a red flag for me, because I feel like you do this for all these niggas. Oh, you cuddle up with me after I just bought you a Happy Meal through the drive-thru? Like, nah, that's like, damn, we ain't even get no mimosas yet. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like you're not wrong, brother. Secure your peace. Leave her ass.
So my thing to skip all of that, people need to start putting in dating applications. Like, literally, like, we need to, like, you need to create a dating application of your do's and don'ts. People looking at me like legit, I'm coming up with a dating. Yeah, like, you need to, because you need to know yourself as a person, what you like, what you don't like, and have this individual, hey, fill this out for me so I'll know. And on the front end versus the back end.
Now, I ain't gonna say an application, but I will believe like a questionnaire or something like that. So you won't
be, because my thing is, I'm not a touchy-feeling person at all. So I'm like,
we know you don't hug us at all.
So I can understand where he's coming from. Like, don't overly touch me in public, and I don't know you like that.
Women get clingy before getting serious because men are confusing. We send mixed signals.
Okay,
Sometimes, then let's be real. We show all this interest. We're pursuing mad heavy. We make women feel like,
but the first date,
bro. I'm just saying. I think we're confusing. We are confusing.
That lead up to the
we are confused. Now you are right. Now he said. Now let's be real. Most of the time, even if it is a first date, you've been talking that stuff before the date. So I just believe that and like I said, I believe that women are clingy a lot before getting serious because men are confusing. They don't know what to do. As much as men sometimes don't know how to approach women, I don't think women are always very confident in what their response should be. If they're too clingy, that may rub them off. If they don't give enough, then the brother feel like, man, you doing too much. I'm not about to be that. Exactly. So I think that all of us are just all confused. We give each other mixed signals, though it's relative to who you're dating. And I just want to say lastly, he is not wrong for needing to take space, because at the end of the day, and we don't want to, at the end of the day, McLovin, we don't know who we running out here in these streets with. I don't want to be with you and you not my girl, and I run into somebody else that I may be talking to or that I'm cool with, and I don't want to give the wrong impression.
So let me say this, and going back, Yes, conversation. So not even if this your first date, like you said, we've already talked. These are things that should already be discussed beforehand. Hey, look, I don't like this. You know, whether it's food stuff or just topics like that. I need to know you before I spend my money. I'm sorry. I need to know certain things about you.
Break off that little two. You know, you got it.
I take her ass to Applebee's and we still splitting. But what I'm saying is, I have to know you for. I don't want to spend my money knowing that this is an investment, and I know that this investment is about to fall, like crash. So it's like, yeah, she clinging shit, and I done already spent $100.
And somebody antenna not working right, because it's the first day. It's I've been on the first day. Well, by the end of the first day, you like, man, it's crazy. It's meant to be, and you might end up a little bit more clingy. But the dude who wrote this email shouldn't have been giving off that vibe first. Like, so her antenna might not. I can't believe he was sitting here giving her that vibe to where she thought it was cool to be clingy. Like, he's probably not like that. So why does she think it was cool to like cling to him? It's like, usually y'all gonna feel that vibe, I think.
So you think the dude would let her on?
No. What I'm saying is, I don't think he did. I'm like, I can't imagine how he would have led her on, like based on his email. And I'm thinking her antenna was off. Like, what made you think it was cool to cling to him? I don't think it's a general rule, like never on the first date. But I think usually y'all feeling, y'all know when y'all look across the table, like, you know what, this is right. It's different already. You know what I mean? You know that, and you know when you don't feel that at all. Like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna drop her off a little while. This wasn't really cool. You know when you feeling that.
And we'll go ahead to our open letter. And I just want to say this too. Oh yeah, my bad. Oh yeah. Go ahead, Mary Jane. But I will say this, fellas. We need to man up. If she being too touchy, say something. We try to be too nice on dates.
You right.
Yeah.
No, motherfucker, I ain't paying for this.
You take it away, and then after you're done, we'll go into our open letter.
Like I said, you better put in. Right. You better have a survey and an application, so you know what to do and what not to do. That's my thing. Ask questions first.
Oh, that survey and application is supposed to be from conversation.
Yes, that's what I mean. Yes.
In the date.
That's
where all of that comes
right.
from. That is your application. That is your application. You're supposed to be getting to know, when you first have an encounter, you're supposed to be getting to know that person. And depending on the people, the couple, the timeline could be different, but the conversations and getting to know each other is your survey, your questionnaire is your application. But let me say a couple of things, a few things. I find this funny. I'm on both sides, but I find this funny for men, because men typically, they're ready to get in your drawers on the first day. Like, let's be real.
Not in public though.
Let me finish. Which is why I find it funny. Like, you want to take her home and like, sleep with her and everything, but you're uncomfortable with. That's ironic to me. Yeah. But anyway, so I mean, that's just the irony of this. But I do understand where the man is coming from. When I was dating, like, you got to let the man lead. Like, you got to let the man lead everything, because I mean, for one, in this dating world that we have now, you're dating more person. This guy might be dating other people. I might be dating other people. So I understand where he's coming from with this touchy-feely. I mean, I don't want to get close to you if I don't even know your intentions. So I'm going to let you lead it. So if you start getting touchy-feely with me, I see that this is an open invitation for us to bring it to another level. But in the woman's defense, women do tend to want to hop into things so quickly. Think about it. The male to women ratio. There's not a lot of prospects out there for us to even get to know. So when we finally have a guy who shows interest in us and he's taking us out on a date, we get so excited, because we don't really, most women don't, if it's a real man, like someone who is genuine, most women do not come across that opportunity. So I can understand the woman wanting to hop into things. Doesn't make it right. It's not going to do you any justice, which goes back to what I was saying earlier. Let the man lead. Let the man lead so that you are not led on.
And brother, she could have just wanted the Dino.
How was you about to say that? She probably just was like,
she could have just wanted the Dino.
Y'all want to say that so bad.
But then we got to go to open letter. We got to go to open letter.
I promise you, this is the last thing I got. I promise you, because I don't like the way that Mary Jane be trying to put us out like that.
This is true.
So
y'all
first of
just
all,
be wanting sex. Y'all need to just accept
and that's
that.
cool. But my thing is this:
she just wanted sex.
So we supposed to be just fucking y'all outside in the open PDA? Just whip it out in the bathroom? No. So my thing is this: women want sex too. We cannot make it seem like women don't want sex. We cannot make it a thing that only men want sex.
I said men just want sex.
All right, y'all. We gotta go ahead to our DM open letter. Mary Jane, what are our words of affirmation for the week?
All right, thank you, dear millennials. One thing my auntie always tells me is that you have to act on your ideas. Don't ever worry about who else is doing what. Don't wait for your vision to be perfect, and don't wait until you have more time and freedom to act on it. The time is now. So I encourage all visionaries to stop wasting time and move forward.
And those were our words of affirmation. Thank you, Mary Jane. Our DM open letter, words of encouragement, affirmation, things to get you through your week. It's your boy Top Brain Marvin Frank. Follow me on Instagram at Marvin_Frank06. Meet me at Cupcake Cutie on Saturday, November 21st. We going R&B all night long. Calling all cuties. You ain't even gotta have no booty. And I might have my boy. I might. We have a very special feature. My boy McLovin will be joining me for a little part of the set. So come experience what that's about to be like. Mama, I love you. Happy birthday, Granny and my grandmother. Everybody, one love.
All right. Y'all already know what it is. Y'all make sure y'all follow me on Instagram, McLovin_IT. Man, Dale, I love you. Happy birthday to my aunt. Women, men, y'all can fuck on the first night. It is okay. Don't listen to Mary Jane.
I never said that it wasn't.
There you go. Interrupted my outro.
That I said that men most likely just won't.
Can I finish my outro?
Okay,
Thank you.
don't put my name in. Don't put my name in it if you don't think that I'm going to respond. If you don't want me to respond, don't put my name.
Okay, somebody said that it's not okay to fuck. And that men only want to fuck. So, ladies and gentlemen, if y'all want to fuck, y'all should go fuck, because that's what y'all can do. When a penis and a vagina come together, things are created. Mary Jane, what's up?
Oh my God. Y'all don't listen to McLovin. It's your girl, Mary Jane, y'all. I just want to say shout out to all the entrepreneurs. This lifestyle is so interesting, working a full-time job and then working your own full-time business. It is not enough time in the world, but continue to press on. Shout out to the visionaries. Shout out to the dreamers. Make sure you all check out the Black School Box. Instagram at the Black School Box, a convenient way for high school students to explore the HBCU experience at their doorsteps. Check it out, get you a box, get you some apparel, and much love. Taking it to OPP.
All right, it's your girl OPP, aka South Memphis Queen. Shout out to the Payne Clan. No, I'm not gonna do the long list, not today. So just shout out to the Payne Clan, and shout out specifically to my father for always just holding your girl down and always educating me and showing me things from a different perspective and lens. I always love him for that. Shout out to my mom for making me the woman that I am, and that's all I got. So.
Thank y'all. We had a special guest joining us, Anwar Jamison, writer, director, starring actor in Coming to Africa. Anwar, any final words? And I would ask you how can people find Coming to Africa? And a word around town is that it received a very special recognition. So if it's okay, if you have the green light to do that, we would love for you to let us know, how to keep in touch with you, more about the film. And all that. Yeah,
so at Anwar Jamison, you can get me ANWAR JAMISON. Not Jameson like the liquor. It's an I instead of E. I instead of E. And it was just announced Best Hometowner Feature Audience Choice. That's the one the audience vote on. That's the one that's the most important to me. So thank everybody who voted for that. The response has been overwhelming. We went out to Las Vegas Black Film Festival in August, won 3 awards out there. Wow. Best comedy, best romance, best lead actress. So the response has been great. I'm just appreciative of that. You know, when you put your art out there and people, people come back to you, that look in their eyes, that sound in their voice. You can't fake that, you know, when you don't have to say, what did you think? When they just can't wait to tell you. I love that. That's what we've been getting. So the whole rest of the world can get it. November 27th, Black Friday. We taking over Black Friday this year. Like we making it blacker than ever. We're coming to Africa. So that'll be available on Amazon, Apple TV, Google Play, and Vudu November 27th. So everybody else check that out. Yeah.
Again, Dear Millennials of Lit Ass Podcast, Alec, Og, thank you so much. We're live from Paris Art Studios. All right, y'all, make sure, thank you for watching on YouTube Live, YouTube Premiere. We are Dear Millennials of Lit Ass Podcast, and before we go, we just want you to have a lit ass week. I love this song.
And it was not Michael Blackson. Y'all right.
I know, it was Godfrey.
I feel bad. I wanted to make sure that I said that.
He tried to tell you your black card is still revoked.
Your woman card is revoked.
And Godfrey,
for saying that.
Godfrey is
never
I think very underrated as a comedian.